3285. Oh.
Levy Rozman, aka Gotham Chess, the world's biggest chess YouTuber, absolutely speechless when he realises he's been playing Magnus Carlsen without even realising it. He's the #1 chess player in the world, Magnus that is. He was playing with the black pieces in this titled Tuesday game, 1st of April, but this is no April Fool's, but Levy didn't know. He had it hidden so that he couldn't see who he was playing, and not only is the look on Levy's face when he finds out, which we'll replay at the end, priceless, but the chess itself is destructively instructive. Magnus picking Levy apart like a piece of fried chicken. Let's dive in on this absolute epic chess show. So we see the king pawn advanced by Levy. They're playing online, blitz chess. Magnus goes for the La Francais variation, and you could just take the center here, of course, or make a developing move. But Levy goes full B3 cowboy against the goat, preparing to fianchetto, and Magnus is like, look, you want a sideline? Not to be out trolled. He pushes the juicer for the second time. Clearly not a good move, but he's out of any kind of prep. Amazingly, we've had games in this position before, but everyone's playing knight f3 here, right? Not Levy. He goes for this wacky king's gambit kind of structure now. Fireworks on the board. Magnus doesn't take, but he could do. He instead develops this sniper, and now why not win a free pawn? Well, you're losing time, and more importantly, the queen can come streaming out. Check. Don't step up the board, you get mangled very, very soon, or some kind of stuff like that. So this would be the move, but then you're just getting absolutely smoked. So don't touch the pawn. Instead, we see the knight develop, and it covers the queen check square. Magnus covers the pawn, and again, if you try and win stuff and distract this knight, well, the queen comes out and checks, and it's not good. So bishop b5 played instead, done with a whoosh. Now we see the knight develop here, and Levy should definitely take. Let's go to the analysis mode once more. This is how the line could proceed. Sure, you could now take here, and now queen e2. White's got a great pawn structure despite giving up the bishops, and a harmonious game. You can castle soon, etc. But we don't see it played. First, Levy takes here with check. Little bit premature, because now Magnus, you do have to take on e5 here, by the way, if you're going to play like this. After queen e2, can take on f4 here, and he's won a clean pawn. Magnus is hungry and very happy to gobble.
Mushrooms.
Sure, Levy takes the center, but after the bishop drops back, now we get knight bd2. Andrea starts spinning the beats as we get the opposite side king's castling, but rook e8, and although the white centre's impressive, it's under some serious fire here. So what does Levy do? Well, he pushes forward. Not necessarily the best, perhaps starting with g3 is better, but he does it, hits the knight, although there is a pin here, but Magnus moves anyway. You could definitely look at this, but Magnus centralizes this one, and watch the pogo stick action that one gets through. First we get g3, trying to get rid of that extra pawn, open lines of attack. You could already land this octopus in the center here, hit the rook and so on, but Magnus decides not, pushes with the a pawn, trying to rip open the king. Levy takes on f4, thank you very much for the pawn. Magnus cracks on, doesn't yet capture on f4. We see the rook hit the open file, attacking the king, or half open I should say, because there is a pawn here. Now takes, pawn recaptures, and this is truly just GOAT level chess understanding, right? Because instead of capturing the pawn, hitting the queen here, excuse me, after this one, then deciding to take, and this is how the line could proceed, you know, knight takes, not pawn because of bishop, well then you'd have to drop back here to cover the king, and suddenly it's harder for black to develop here. Get this one into the game, this knight can spring forward, the white pieces are flowing, but none of this was played. Magnus didn't touch the pawn, he played the excellent bishop to f5, and the idea is that he can now swing it round to the defense, and it puts pressure on the white king position as well. But Levy's thinking, okay, you put it there, I'm going to attack it. It isn't actually the best, but you do have to be careful. You know, what if g6? Well, bang, you can sack an exchange, rip open the king. This kind of thing could occur, and white's doing really well. You know, sample line to win an exchange there and rip open the black king. Or if instead of g6 you drop back with the bishop, then f5, you're really starting to get squashed. The rook is still covered, you're okay, this isn't ideal, f6, it gets weird. So we didn't see either of those moves. Magnus plays the excellent knight takes on f4, and the reason it's so good is that after queen e3, you've got two pieces hanging. How do you deal with both the threats? Well, this is where Magnus jumps on the old pogo stick. This is why he practices in his spare time for moments like this, and just keep your eye on that one. Back and forth, back and forth. The bishop now covers the king. h4, obviously, bro, look to shut down that bishop, but now h6, the rook's got to retreat. g4, technically the best square, but it comes here. It allows Magnus to pogo back, and what a move it is, because you threaten to go to Forktown, population Levy, triple fork, and you cover this square. You know, no pawn push available. So the queen activates, covers the square, hits the knight. Guess what? Takes here first. Now you can't recapture with the pawn because still you've got the tactical problems. So knight takes, of course, and now just the icing on the cake here. One step ahead of Levy the whole way. Queen takes on h4. You can't even carry on the attack. And if you try rook g4, supported by the knight, hitting two pieces, well, black can go bang, give the queen temporarily, win it back here, knight takes back, and after check, takes on d4. Well, when the dust settles, the materials level apart from the pawns, black's 3 to the good. It's a completely lost endgame. So no good to try rook g4. Levy goes for the double stack here, trying to then go for that black king. But again, Magnus shows why he practices. He goes whack and brings the knight back to the center, hits the queen. The best way for white to play is with takes on g6, but we didn't see it in the game. This is how the line could proceed, something like this. And yes, white gets the king out the way, saves the queen, but okay, black just stands much better. Extra pawns, safe king. So we didn't see takes. Instead, we saw queen f2, but big blunder. You can see the eval barons had enough over here. It's -6 nearly because there's a knockout blow. Well done if you can see this move here using the same tactical themes. It's rook takes on e5, and of course you can't capture with the pawn or you lose the lady. So Levy tries this knight move, forking those two, but Magnus can check.
What the?
King b1, rook e3, and we see resignation here.
It's crazy. What the? 3285? Oh.
Not only is black a piece ahead and some pawns, but more materials dropping soon. One theme, by the way, is rook takes on b3 to come. That pawn is not actually defending the square. Crushing game, 27 moves of obliteration there. And if you want to see Magnus Carlsen versus his wife, Ella, played on the 30th of March, have a look at the video at the top of the screen. Or if you want to see some real elite chess, then check out Magnus versus Hans from the World Blitz Championship last year. Thanks a lot for watching and see you soon. Cheers.